What's going on, everyone? It's time for another Stephen King horror film review. Today we're going to talk about The Monkey. It was released February 21st, 2025, and it was directed by Oz Perkins, who did Long Legs, which I have a review for that on here. He also did Keeper, Gretel and Hansel. I have a review for that on here too, and The Black Cat's Daughter, which I have a review for that on here as well. This film had a box office earnings of $68.9 million. So this is one of the newest Stephen King horror films, which is basically adapted from a short story. Now, the short story was actually pretty cool and stuff, so I was pretty interested in seeing how they did it in this. So, this is a film about some twin boys get a toy monkey. Ideally, it's the one with the symbols, but they had to change it because Toy Story had the copyright to that type of toy. So they changed it to a drum, and every time it beats a drum, someone dies, and it's up to the kids who, well, first they try to get rid of it, and then some years later it comes back and the killing starts. So they have to figure out who's actually doing it and causing all this chaos. So it's a cool concept for a film, but the way they did this movie was really messed up. First off, the cinematography in this was really well done. The acting's pretty good, sometimes over the top, but still pretty good. The music actually complements it really well. And most of the characters are actually not too badly fleshed out. There is some pretty good characters to get behind. There is some pretty good side characters to get behind. Some of them are just there for the death scenes, which was very disappointing. Now, to the story, and the effects are actually pretty well done too. There's a lot of CGI blood, but it actually works real well because they really dim the lighting in this, and it kind of actually helps it and stuff. Like, I hate daytime shots where you clearly tell it's all computer generated stuff. And yeah, the lighting actually works in this favor. Now, before we go into this, I heard a lot of people say it was a lot like Final Destination, and I can see why. There's a lot of random deaths that happen in this. There's a pretty high body count in this. Some pretty good gory ones, some pretty random ones, and overall, this is just a weird mashup of deaths. Some of them are very unpredictable, and some of them are just absolutely ridiculous and probably didn't need to be in the movie at all. Now, the way the story's told is where I have a lot of gripes, because this is one of those movies where they show you something and then they have a flashback scene to something 10-15 minutes that happened 10-15 minutes prior. Why the fuck are we still making movies like this? We're not that dumb, okay? Like, I understand it's the character remembering, but you can just do that in a verbal context. You don't have to show it. Also, they're probably trying to pad the runtime, even though this movie's an hour and 45 minutes long. That there's some really random dream sequences where he's sleeping, and it goes into it felt like an acid trip. There's some really kaleidoscopy looking stuff on screen, and there's absolute no point for that to be in the movie. Yeah, I kind of thought this was pretty generic though, and how it was done, because the twist comes like an hour in, and after they reveal it, there's no real thrill. It's kind of just death after death, and then you don't really get to, the way they conclude it is just pretty basic. It's very predictable after that. They really take it out. There's some really crazy deaths up to that point, but then it gets really dull and just kind of fizzles out into obscurity. It's kind of like they had a good concept, and then all of a sudden they had to rush it to end it or something, and it kind of took away a lot of what this film could be. I still thought it was a good film. It was entertaining and it was all right, but I was not hugely impressed with it. I still thought it was better than the latest Final Destination and stuff like that. That was garbage. But this, it still has some good parameters to work with. Some people are going to like it, some people aren't. I'm on the fence about this one, so I'm going to give The Monkey a 2.5 out of 5. I thought it was okay, but it could have been way better. But still, it does have some pretty cool deaths, some great practical effects in it, and overall, it's still entertaining. It's still better than some of the other terrible horror films that have come out this year, like Megan 2.0 or Final Destination Bloodline. So yeah, it's not too bad. If you want to check it out, it is on Prime, and I'll at least link the trailer down below so you can see that. Also, link down below is my Instagram, so I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my stories, but the film title in there and some fun factor history thing in there as well. Also, my Letterbox down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the films, and my Twitter's down below at reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in with this channel. Like this video. Share it to more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any films or film franchise in any genre and on any streaming service I want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can and if I can find them. Also, let me know what your favorite Stephen King film is and if there's any suggestions for me to review, even though I reviewed a lot of his already. So I probably do have them. There is a playlist on here so you could see what ones I've done so far. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. Hopefully, when something weird's getting on, they probably never thought checking out together. And also, so you hear my opinions on popular films that have come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell because we got like a horror thriller, weird horror thriller coming up next, and that's a film called In Fabric. It's a killer dress movie, so I kind of have to check it out. So make sure you tune in for that, and yeah, watch out for all those toys causing curses that kill people off because, well, this world needs that. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers!